Invoking the blessings of the Divine Mother and offering our collective obeisance at the feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, respected elders, distinguished guests, staff, and students, and those joining us live from across the globe, hearty Sairam and welcome to Day 5 of Atirudra Mahayagna, Navaratri Homa and Durga Puja celebrations here at Sathya Sai Grama. We extend our welcome to our esteemed guest, Sri Basavaraj Bommai, former Chief Minister of Karnataka and currently the Member of Parliament from Haveri constituency. We shall commence the program with Vedic invocation by the girl students of the university. They shall chant the Durga Suktam.
प्ररत्नोषि कमीढ्यो अध्वरेषु सनाजहोतानव्यश्च सत्सि स्वाञ्च आग्ने तनुवं पिप्रय स्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमाय जस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तन्तवेन्द्र विष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमभिसंवसानो वैष्णवीन् लोक इह मादयन्ताम् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु।
Today, the Divine Mother is worshipped as Devi Skandamata, the mother of Lord Skanda. She holds baby Skanda in her lap and rides a lion, symbolizing the power of motherhood and compassion. It is said that her worship is twice blessed. When we worship her, Lord Skanda, who is seated in her lap, is also worshipped. This form of the mother grants us wisdom, purity, and guides us to nurture goodness within and around us. We will now have a video on Devi Skandamata.
On the fifth day of Navaratri, we worship Ma Skandamata, the compassionate mother of Skanda, also known as Lord Kartikeya, the god of war and commander of the celestial armies. Her very name is a union of Skanda, meaning Kartikeya, and Mata, meaning mother, reminding us that even the fiercest warriors are nurtured in the gentle embrace of a mother's love. In her divine form, Skandamata is depicted as fair in complexion, with 4 arms radiating both motherly affection and divine strength. The story of Skandamata carries a profound lesson in the power of divine motherhood. Long ago, the demon Tarakasura performed severe penance to Lord Brahma and obtained a boon that he could only be slain by the son of Lord Shiva. Believing himself to be invincible, Tarakasura wreaked havoc across the worlds. At that time, Shiva, lost in detachment, had renounced worldly ties, and the Devas despaired, for the condition of the boon seemed impossible to fulfill. But destiny unfolded. Parvati, the daughter of King Himavan and the incarnation of Sati, won Shiva's heart through her devotion and austerities. They were united in marriage, and soon after, Lord Kartikeya was born, radiant with divine power. Under the tender care and guidance of his mother Parvati as Skandamata, Kartikeya grew into a mighty warrior. Appointed by Lord Brahma as the commander of the divine armies, he led the Devas into battle and vanquished the arrogant Tarakasura, restoring peace to the cosmos. From that day, Parvati came to be revered as Skandamata, the divine mother who nurtures the warrior that vanquishes evil. Worshipping Ma Skandamata fills the devotees with peace, purity, and maternal grace. She grants both worldly prosperity and spiritual wisdom, guiding us to balance courage with compassion. Her blessings nurture the childlike purity within us, while strengthening us to overcome the inner demons of fear, doubt, and negativity. And so, with hearts full of devotion, we bow before her and pray. O Ma Skandamata, Divine Mother of Kartikeya, bless us with your love and protection. Nurture in us purity, courage, and wisdom. May we, under your gentle guidance, overcome the battles of life and walk always in truth and devotion.
This morning, Lalita Homa was performed at the Yagashala. A magnificent Sri Chakra Yantra was drawn, representing evolution of the multiverse as a result of the divine will of Adi Parashakti. The yantra comprises 9 interlocking triangles, 4 facing upward, representing Shiva as the masculine embodiment of Brahman, and 5 downward facing triangles, representing the feminine aspect as Shakti or Jagat Janani. At the center is the Bindu or power point that represents the cosmic center and is symbolic of Advaita or non-duality. The presiding deity is Lalita Tripura Sundari, who governs the 3 lokas, the 3 planes of existence, and the 3 forms of energy. This mystical diagram holds deep spiritual significance and is central to the Sri Vidya system of worship. It helps one to attain the ultimate spiritual knowledge, remove negative tendencies, and cultivate positive virtues. The sacred ritual of Suvasini Puja was performed to honor married women as symbols of prosperity and familial well-being, while Kanya Puja was observed to venerate young girls as manifestations of the Divine Mother's innocence and purity. Purnahuti was performed by offering ghee, Palasha and Paramanna, symbolizing gratitude and invoking the blessings of Devi Lalita with food revered as Pranashakti, the very life force. Following the homas, Durga Puja and Arati were performed in traditional Bengali style. The Rudra Homa concluded with Purnahuti and was followed by Ashtavadhana Seva, Chaturveda Parayanam, rendition of Sangeetam, Panchavadyam and Nadaswaram. This morning, Padma Shri V.R. Gauri Shankar, former CEO and administrator of the Sringeri Sharada Peetham, attended the proceedings at the Yagashala. He described Muddenahalli as heaven on earth, a place where people are freed from worldly worries and blessed with peace. He appreciated Sadguru for simplifying and demonstrating the practicality of ancient traditions often portrayed as complicated. He reminded that true contentment comes only by sharing with those in need what we have received from God. He concluded by stating that following the path of Sadguru is sufficient to find happiness, as God is working through him to set an example for the world. In his discourse, Sadguru began by acknowledging the role played by Sri Gauri Shankar in establishing the Veda Pathshala, building the Uma Maheshwara temple in accordance with the Agama Shastras, and bringing Sri Vidushekara Bharati Swami to Sathya Sai Grama. He stated that in our institutions, women have always been regarded and revered as the embodiment of the Divine Mother, and therefore equal opportunities are provided for their upliftment and betterment. He concluded with a vision to establish a Vedic Grama in Sathya Sai Grama in the days to come, where Vedic Pandits from across the country can gather for the purpose of promoting Sanathana Dharma. This evening, we are delighted to present the CSR Circle of Honor to 2 of our partners in recognition of their invaluable support. First, we have Anjali Jewelers. With a distinguished legacy spanning over decades, Anjali Jewelers has established itself as a symbol of trust, artistry, and innovation. Guided by enduring the values of ethics, care for people, and an unwavering commitment to quality, Anjali Jewelers continues to inspire with its culture of compassion, innovation, and customer satisfaction. Their contributions to the Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission have been instrumental in supporting critical initiatives, particularly in West Bengal. Through their association with projects such as the Sai Swasthya Wellness Centers and the Sri Sathya Sai Arogya Vahini mobile hospital services, they have enabled access to healthcare and nutrition for underserved communities, reaching the last mile and serving the last person. We invite Mr. Annargha Uttiya Chaudhary, Director of Anjali Jewelers, to receive this honor. He is an ardent devotee of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, having collaborated with the West Bengal team. They constantly seek ways to strengthen and expand Swami's mission in the region. We invite Mr. Annaragha Utiya Chaudhary to deliver his acceptance speech.
Good evening, everybody. I'm truly honored to be here today. But before I can really express anything, I would first like to thank Swami for this beautiful gesture. I've been very recently associated with this ashram, and I still remember the first day when I came here, there was an internal calling that, this is where I should have been much, much earlier, and I felt very peaceful, and that's when I came to know what is being done and how Swami is tirelessly, making lives better for everybody around globally. I'm so blessed that Swami has chosen me amongst many other people today, and I really feel that, when I first met Swami, it was as if he was expecting me. And I still remember the words he said, "Kab aaya?" And I was stunned, I did not really know how to react. I personally feel that this is some kind of a past life connection which I have with Swami. And to be very honest, I was not there during the Mahabharata time or when Prahlad was there, but I feel that in today's world, what Krishna was to Arjun, what Vasudev was to Prahlad, I think Swami is to me. Every day I pray to him, I seek his guidance, and there's not one day from the day I've met him, I do not pray to him and I do not seek his guidance. Every day I pray to him, and I know that when the time comes, at times he will be like Krishna to me, and I'm Arjun to him. And when times are really tough, I know he'll be like Narsimha to me, like Prahlad was. So thank you, Swami. Thank you, everybody. And I really, really seek your blessings at all times and in every lifetime. Thank you very much. Sorry, just one more thing. I've got somebody from Kolkata for Swami. This was again an internal calling. And I've got him all the way from Kolkata, and I know that he'll be very happy to be here with Swami. So a small little thing for him.
We present the second CSR Circle of Honor to ABB, a global technology leader at the forefront of electrification and automation. For over 140 years, ABB has been shaping industries and advancing innovation with a clear purpose to enable a future that is sustainable, efficient, and resource conscious. With a global workforce of 110,000 employees, ABB combines deep engineering expertise with cutting-edge digitalization to empower industries with enhanced efficiency, productivity, and sustainability. Their ethos, engineered to outturn, reflects their unwavering commitment to pioneering solutions that make a difference to businesses, communities, and the planet. As part of their continued commitment to social responsibility, ABB has generously sponsored critical life-saving equipment for the Medical Intensive Care Unit at the Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. This contribution directly strengthens our mission of delivering world-class, compassionate, and free healthcare to those who need it most. Representing ABB this evening are Ms. Dhenuka Srinivasan, Environment and Sustainability Affairs, and Mr. Chudamani NK, Finance Manager. We invite them both to receive the honor and share a few words. ABB has demonstrated that true innovation goes hand in hand with compassion and service. Their partnership is helping us save lives, inspire hope, and build a healthier tomorrow.
With the permission of the chair here, Swami, the respected dignitaries, people in front of me, when I came here, I only felt a very positive vibe hitting me. So I don't know what to say. When I came in the afternoon, I stepped onto the Mother Earth, a place which is called Muddenahalli. I remembered two people. I remembered Saram Vishweshwaraya, who is the son of the soil, who saw what Karnataka has to be and did it. And second, its adopted son, who's taking care of the entire humanity and serving anybody who steps onto the soil of Muddenahalli. It's indeed a great pleasure for my company and myself and all the employees of the company that we can act like a squirrel, what it was to Rama when he was building the bridge to Lanka, to what Swami is doing to the humanity here. So we pray that he continues to do more and we continue to support him and serve him more. Thank you. Sarve Janaah Sukhino Bhavantu.
We now invite Chief Guest Shri Basavaraj Bommai, former Chief Minister of Karnataka and currently serving as the Member of Parliament from Haveri constituency, to address us this evening. Over the course of his public life, Shri Bommai has held several key ministerial portfolios in the government of Karnataka, including water resources, major and medium irrigation, home affairs, law and parliamentary affairs and cooperation. He represented the Shiggaon constituency of Haveri district in the Karnataka Legislative Assembly for 4 consecutive terms, and prior to that served 2 terms as a member of the Karnataka Legislative Council. Shri Basavaraj Bommai.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಪರಮ ಆದರಣೀಯ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಸಾಯಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ, ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದಿರೇ, ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿಯರೇ, ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಸಾಯಿಜಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬಹುತೇಕವಾಗಿ ದೈವದತ್ತ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದ ವೆರಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ಮೆಟ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಐ ಫೌಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೀ. And that energy is for the good of the universe, good of the humanity. This could be done only through purity, purity of thoughts and purity of action. We are all center of energy. I was telling the boys just now, everybody is a center of energy. But our energy levels, our electrons jump from one orbit to other to a limitation. But Madhusudan Saiji, his energy is unlimited, infinity. So he has reached the cosmos. We are in this world now. We are grounded. What we see, it's a miracle for us, but it is just one of the services which has Almighty has bestowed upon him to do. What is bhakti? Bhakti is a pure love. What is a pure love? Pure love is unconditional love. We all pray with conditions. God, make me MLA, make me minister, chief minister, so on and so forth. But a bhakti without any conditionality is unconditioned. That is the pure bhakti. And how does the bhakti is to be expressed? It is through the Guru we reach the God. So bhakti is melting and merging process. You will not only melt, but you have to merge. Merge with thy Guru. Through that we find a solace of God. And Sri Sathya Sai Baba, he has enlarged that bhakti, that love. He says service is love. Those who love should serve, and those who serve should serve with love. That is exactly our Madhusudan Saiji is doing it. I have seen this place from the early times, from just soil and rock. It has become a rock solid divine center. Indian culture and ethos are something unique to the world. Therefore, after so many years, after more than 2000 years of Christ, the world is yet to understand the real ethos of Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma can't be known through a study, it has to be experienced. Only through experience you can know the real Dharma. And to have an experience, one should come to this place which has been blessed, and those who come here will be blessed. It is something, a journey which is within. Once we come here, we forget outside world. That's what everybody's experienced. That means you have shut one journey and you have started another journey. That journey is an internal journey. We could see ourselves, we could feel ourselves, our consciousness, and automatically all the goodness will overpour, and all the inadequacies what we have will be just melting down. This process which we experience, that brings a thought of divinity in us, and thought of divinity is a great strength. Somebody, he is wonderstruck the way the Swamiji is creating. I don't say that he is building campuses, he is building hospitals, he is building. I don't say that. He creates. There's a lot of difference between building and creating. And he is not just creating buildings, he is creating and he is preparing the next generation. The boys who come here are blessed ones. They have samskara, samskruti, bhakti, courage, self-confidence. But ultimately, With all this, what is the goal of a person? What is the purpose of our life? Why we are born? Why Creator has created us? That's a very big question mark, and we hardly ask this question. We don't dare to ask this question ourselves, but we have to ask that. The purpose is that once you know why you have been created, once you know the path and the goal, then you get a source of inspiration to travel that road which is less traveled. A road which is very less traveled. And that every moment, this all starts with a moment. The thought is just a moment. And when that moment is enlarged, it becomes a measurement of small time called seconds. Then it becomes minutes. That's the greatest achievement if you have that kind of a dedication where you have control on your inner strength, inner thoughts for a minute. That's the greatest achievement. But people will go beyond that in terms of hours, days, and it becomes a time band. The time band is life. We are born with the identity, and the society gives us identity. They give us name, identity, and then they give us our social positions. Then they give us our education, it's a big classification. These are all small little egos will add on to us. Supposing I achieve to become a doctor or engineer, it's a very big deal in the society. And that big deal becomes a feed to my ego. Then if I do a PG, then another ego. If I achieve something, it's an ego. If I become a minister, it's another ego. If I become chief minister, it's a bigger ego. So these are all egos adding us. But the internal journey which we come here and realize is, at least I have realized it, is it starts shedding the egos externally. Ego will be burned down. You will become a bare human being. Then the next travel within is, you have to lose your identity which people have given you. The moment you lose your identity, you will be merged in the cosmos. Losing identity is the greatest achievement for anybody. And what is the measure? For a common man, what is the measure of this? When we are born, we have got all photographs. All born, newborn and 6 months, 1 year born. Beautiful photographs. No baby is looking bad. All babies are beautiful. We look very beautiful when we are babies. You look into your old photographs. And now you look into your face into a mirror. It has changed a lot. Why? When you are a baby, there is a purity in the heart and innocence in the face. And a person who maintains innocence on his face till the end of his life is the greatest achiever. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. The second difficult thing is to live into one's consciousness. Our conscious says something, our brain says something, and ultimately we yield to our brain, not to our conscious. The day we start listening to our conscious, the purity comes. This is a very most difficult thing. I must say, and I must put it on record today, whenever I see Swamiji, I see the innocence of a baby, and it has enriched and grown and is still intact. That is the purity of heart. once I said, I think you will now realize all that now. And it is not done with a plan. It is a natural phenomena. That's why it's connected to cosmos. That's why we feel miracles. What is miracle? Miracle is something which common man feels impossible, but a divine strength thinks it is one of the services. It's a very natural thing to happen. Miracle is nothing out of the world. Miracle is something which is in the world but we don't see. Similarly, Swamiji, two things are important. One is jnana, dhyana. Jnana, knowledge. Every knowledge is essential of each and everything which is going around us. And jnana is meditation. The sangam of jnana and jnana is Swamiji. Few people have jnana, they don't have jnana. Some people have jnana, but they don't have this thing. But having both of them is one of the greatest achievement. Just to cut, I can go on like this, but I don't want to be too much emotional. I don't want to take your time. You must be waiting for listening to Swamiji. I just want to say that when I had come to this place, I first inaugurated a hospital. He made me inaugurate. Second time I came, we laid the foundation for the college. Third time, along with the Prime Minister, we came and inaugurated the college. And fourth time we came with Amisaji to inaugurate that hospital. Now he has built up a 650-bed hospital for the poor. There are a lot of people wondering how can this be a service without any bill? Without any bill, how can this be possible? And this is not only in this campus. I've been told that all the campuses, all the medical facilities which they give throughout the world, more than 60 campuses, there is no bill. Right from Nigeria to US. How this is possible? Swamiji has given blank check to the Almighty. And Almighty will be giving continuously. I had been to Goshala. I was really moved by that. And I am ardent, I love the animals and I love Gomata. It just reminds me of my mother. When I have done a lot of things as a Chief Minister, one should do it. Nothing great about it. But one thing, very few things stand apart some of the decisions we've taken when you look back. And one of them is, I had created a program called Punya Koti, where 11,000 rupees per year will be given to all the Goshalas. How many cows they have? 33,000, 40,000. All the cows are giving 11,000 rupees every year for maintenance. It's a Punya Koti. So, Punya Koti is something where Punya people try to earn. But Punya is not earned. It is blessed. And we are all blessed. We have, every time we come here, we earn Punya little by little, depending on our karma. But 100% we will have some Punya we will be taking away. So the more often we come, we become Punyashalis. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion with your presence. We present a token of our gratitude to Sri Basavaraj Bommai. We now pray to Sadguru to bless us with his divine discourse this evening.
On this fifth day of Navaratri, we are very happy to have our, not just the former Chief Minister or the current Member of Parliament, but a friend of this institution who has supported us all through when we needed any help from the government from his side. And I would not I feel shy in saying that during his Chief Ministership, whatever help we needed was given to us without delay. And this has happened only with him. The first time, the moment he became Chief Minister, it was the month of July, he became Chief Minister, and then we said, you must come to inaugurate the first block, the first hospital block, which was Sri Sathya Sai Grama Memorial Hospital. And he came immediately. And in the history of Muddenahalli, he was the first Chief Minister to ever visit Muddenahalli. He came, he inaugurated, he was very touched and moved by the work. He wrote beautifully in the visitors' register about our hospital that this is how it should be. Simplicity should be the hallmark of spiritual service. That was his message. And of course, he spoke to the people. He also laid the foundation for the medical college block, the second block, which is called the Rajeshwari Memorial Block, and on the same day. And it turned into a medical college, as you know. Now this is the third batch which is entering. All the children have done very well. Most of them got distinctions of first class. They are rural children who had no hope to get included in the mainstream, especially in a very competitive area of medical education, but that has happened. So he came again when the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, had visited to inaugurate the medical college. He was here with them again. And he came again with Mr. Amit Shah, the Honorable Home Minister, to lay the foundation for the 650-bed hospital, which is almost reaching completion now. And I hope he will come again for the inauguration of the new hospital block as soon as it is ready. Not just that, I requested, there was some land next to the hospital. I said that would be very useful for the hospital block. Can you please do something about it? It was a government land. And he granted that land, 4 acres of land, to the institution on which we have built our buildings. So in every possible way, the medical college was started during their tenure and is doing very well. Actually, it's doing very fine. At this point in time, there are medical students, nursing, paramedical students. And now this year, by the grace of Bhagavan, we are going to start the postgraduate courses also, which will allow the students to seamlessly continue their education. Otherwise, sometimes getting postgraduate seats is very difficult, it's very competitive, and sometimes very expensive for the ordinary. So with the new block coming up, the postgraduate seats also would be coming, and that would help many more children to become a part of the medical mission. He spoke from his heart. I need not say that. He just spoke not as a politician, not as a social leader, but he spoke simply as a human being who was touched and moved by all that he has experienced. In fact, I must say it. The moment he came here, he was talking to me. He said, "You're not just building institutions, you're building the next generation." And with tears in his eyes, he said, I'm a hardened man. You know, in politics, you get hardened over time. But I have melted by looking at what is being done. With such purity in his heart, with such purity he spoke. And I say it's because of your love for this institution. You've been coming from the day one and been supporting our cause in whatever way you could. And we are very grateful as an institution. You know, many children are new, they might not have seen these events because you joined later. But you must know it's some history. And that is why I am explaining this to you. That we stand on many shoulders. Our achievements are not just ours. They are the collective efforts of so many people who stand with us, behind us. And that is how we move forward. That is how we progress in life. Of course, God's grace is the most important one. Without that, nothing moves. But as human efforts that we put, we need everybody's support. We need to take everybody along. So you should never forget this, that when you grow up and you are in a position to help, you must remember all the help that was given to you by somebody. And you must pass it on, pay it forward to the next generation. I do not charge any fee because as a principle we believe that education, health, nutrition, all these are fundamental rights and not for a privileged few but for all. However, what do I still expect is that when you are in a position to help, pay it forward. Pay the debt of gratitude to the society by helping the society in whatever way you can. And that way we can make the world a better place than what it is here. An American proverb says, we have not inherited the world from our ancestors. We have borrowed it from our future generations. And that kind of responsibility is what everyone must feel, that what we have received, we must leave behind in a better position, in a better way than what we have received for our future generations. And that lesson the next generation will learn and do things better than us. And that is how excellence happens. That is how things improve. So we are very, as I said, fortunate and honored to have him here again to simply celebrate this festival. It is a part of the 100-day World Festival that we are celebrating because of the 100th year of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and our way of expressing our love and gratitude to him is by doing more good work, and that is what is going on. But also incidentally at this point in time, Navaratri and Dasara celebrations are going on. As you know, Navaratri is one of the most celebrated festivals in the country, from north to south, east to west. Mother Goddess is worshipped everywhere in different ways. Maybe processes are different, the rituals are different, but the purpose is same, which is to invoke that divinity within us. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chetanetya Vidhiyate. Namastasyai Namastasyai. So that Devi, which is a Chetana, means what he said, listen to your consciousness, he said. Do not yield to your brain, the head, which is ego, which only wants things for itself. It is selfish. But that is where we fail. So we invoke that consciousness within the Devi, which is there within all of us as the Chaitanya Shakti. And when she is invoked, she takes over and she destroys the demons of ego. And that is how she is able to prevail upon our, what you call the lesser thinking, the brain, and make our consciousness guide our path. That is why we worship her. And that is why these festivals are celebrated. While there is an external side to it, but the internal, what is said, the journey within, the journey without everybody undertakes, that's a part of life. Even animals undertake their journey. Bhagavan used to call it as khana, pina, sona, marna, that journey. Everybody undertakes. Some eat better than others, some live better than others, some have more or less children than others. At the end, everybody goes and dies. That journey everybody undertakes. He said the time band in which we all operate. But the journey within very few undertake. It's not given to all. In that inspired moment, when you feel that touch of divine within, that's when you turn inwards. It's not given to all. The Upanishad says, Paranchikhani vatrunat swayambhu tatsmat paran pashyati nantaratman. Our senses, our mind, our ego, all these are made in a way that we always look outside. We want things from outside. But kaschid dhira pratyagatmanam aikshad avritta chakshuhu amrutattvamichan. But one daring person, the seeker, turns his or her gaze within, because such a person is desirous of immortality, amrutattvamichan, not desirous of the worldly achievements. They mean nothing to such a person, because he knows or she knows the truth, the greater truth, and they work for that. And so these festivals inspire us to turn within and invoke that Devi which is within us as the supreme consciousness, as the Chaitanya Shakti, and let that Devi guide us. And when she guides, there is no mistakes then. There can't be mistakes, because whatever she does is right, because she is inspired. And that inspired life is what we all seek to live by praying to Mother Goddess and all the other divine beings to help us walk the right path, to do our dharma, which is very important. Everybody must do their dharma in all whatever possible. What is, we are born to do something. We are born with a purpose. Identifying, recognizing, and then following that purpose is all that we need to do. But sometimes our head confuses us. Other people, as I said, we create social identities, then we try to fit ourselves in that mold that has been created. And all life we suffer because it is like fitting a square peg in a round hole. It doesn't go in. And then we suffer all life doing something other than we are born to do. And that is when we have to invoke the Mother Goddess, the Chaitanya Shakti within, the consciousness within, and ask her to guide our path. And then we will not make a mistake. Then we will always be guided and we will never make a mistake. We will lead happy, satisfied lives. And only when we are happy can we spread happiness to others. If we are not happy, how can we make others happy? So that is the message of Navaratri, that we invoke that divinity within. I am also very happy to acknowledge the kind contributions made to this institution. I always say the model is Sarkara, Samaja and Samstha. And what a wonderful day today. We have representation from Sarkara, which has not just said but did things when we wanted the help. They did that help. Then we have the Samstha, that is all of us. And then Samaja, from the society we have received so much of help. The wonderful two institutions that were honored, Anjali Jewelers, which is a premier jeweler, they are premier jewelers in West Bengal with thousands of employees and hundreds of stores. And Anargya ji, who came and shared his thoughts, he is, as I said, we met very recently. But you know, time is an illusion. When your heart knows that these meetings have happened maybe physically now in this time, but the hearts have met before, the souls know each other. And that kind of recognition, the whole family came, they got involved. Now they are part of the Sai Swasthya, especially the Sai Swasthya Wellness Clinics, which is a very amazing initiative. You have no idea. Someday I'll tell Subhajit to talk about Sai Swasthya program. But they have built small clinics in remote rural villages. In West Bengal, you know, it floods when it rains. And when the river overflows, there is no way you can cross it. There are only boats. There are no roads to some of those very far away Sundarban areas. But people live there and they also need healthcare. In fact, they need more because the circumstances in which they live is very, very dire. So Shubhajit and team, they all go in boats to deliver medicines. Doctors go in boats, then walk another mile to reach the village and conduct the camp and give whatever is required. And then even when we have found tertiary care emergencies, we have brought those patients in boats from those villages to the town and even sent here. Some of them have got operated right here in this very hospital, coming all the way from West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, where Shubhajit and team is working. And we are very happy that Anjali Jewelers is supporting such a noble cause, and we look forward to the continued partnership for all times to come. ABB is another name that we all know. It is a 100-plus-year-old company. They're everywhere in the world. They're pioneers in their field, but they have chosen to also assist the spiritual and the social cause that we are working for. Again, as I said, health is wealth. We say in Kannada, Arogyave Bhagya. There is no other, because once you are healthy, only you can do anything. You can earn your wealth only if you have health. But unfortunately, all the wealth is being spent to earn health today. Without wealth, we can't have health in today's times. In such a time, to disrupt this social accepted norm that yes, wealth is to be spent in order to gain health, we sought help from like-minded agencies when we were building this hospital. As I said, it is not just built by us, it is built by so many, like the bridge he mentioned. When Brahma was to build the bridge, monkeys, squirrels, bears, everybody helped. Rama alone could not have done it. And humbly he said, this is squirrel seva that we are doing. But yes, every grain of sand, if I may say so, counts, because that helps build the bridge. And that is the idea. I wanted to share a nice incident of the squirrels. I was in the UK, and I saw the squirrels were so big, they were the size of cats, the real big ones. I was in Bristol, in a far countryside, and those squirrels were there, they were huge. And I noticed they did not have those 3 streaks on their back. because they never participated in Rama's mission. They were in UK. But the Indian squirrels, very, very fortunate because they participate till date, generations after generations, I don't know how many generations, they're carrying that appreciation of Rama on their backs. So wherever you see the Indian squirrels, you should notice that. Those 3 streaks are there on their back, which is known as the loving pat of Rama's hand. And he moved those 3 fingers on the squirrel's back just to appreciate the good that it was doing. It remained forever. And generation after generation, they come with those marks on their backs. So I'm sure ABB has got those 3 marks today for generations. I know the company always lives longer than all the employees. Today you are there, tomorrow somebody else might be there in the company. Company will go on. But it will always carry these 3 streaks of appreciation for the good that they have done. I wish them the very best. And to everybody in the audience, once again, Navaratri's special blessings and best wishes. And to children, once again, I want to remind you that you stand on many shoulders. There are many people who are working for you. And when the time comes, you must work for others. Thanking Honorable Basavaraj Bommai ji for being with us. And I'm sure in times to come also, he'll continue this work. Thank you.